Yeah, someone's had a tough day. Time for bed. I finished up the books. Copy for me and a copy for Spencer. So, thankfully, done. When I fed the dogs this morning, I decided to clean a little bit. The crumbs from the toaster, I disconnected the toaster, went over to the sink and shook it upside down and tried cleaning all the crumbs out. There are quite a few. And wiping all the counters clean, no crumbs or anything, because we haven't had it yet, knock on wood, but we get these ants that come in once a year and they're incredible. They're annoying as hell. It makes you want to pull the hair out and go running around going, ah! So I cleaned the patio door, all the nose prints from the dog and from the kids, maybe a booger or two. The high chair, Sebastian he eats like a fiend, and there's lots of crumbs left over, and they dry, and so I dismantled the high chair and cleaned it thoroughly. No more crumbs, no more food, because I don't want the ants seeing a feast and saying, "Hey, let's go in there." The toaster, I cleaned the countertops, everything. I cleaned as much as I could. And even all the magnets and stuff on the refrigerator, there's all kinds of drops of food and schmutz and crap on the front. So I took all the magnets off, wiped the refrigerator, put them back the way they were. Um, Rehearsal was at 1 o'clock. We went all the way to the end of the blocking, and it has kind of a surprise end. All the people that live in this place have something that's wrong with them, something that's not right. And my character thinks she's a great artist, but she, in all reality, she just takes a brush and makes a big black line across the canvas. And at the end, each one of the people with their particularities, oh, I don't know what word to use, their quirks, whatever. Like one character thinks she's really beautiful, but she's really odd to look at. So at the end, there's like a blackout, and then when the light comes up, a light comes up on each one of the individual people in the play, and that girl comes when the light goes out. She has a little time to change. Um, she changes into like an evening gown with a tiara, and she's real pretty. And then one guy thinks he can play the violin, which he cannot. And the light goes out and comes back up on him, and he's playing away, but the sound will be a beautiful violin concerto or something. The light goes out and it comes up on me. And I'm just kind of dumpy, frumpy, have like an old beat up apron and stuff, and of course my painting is just a big blotch. That's the word, a blotch on it. But when the light comes up, my painting's beautiful. It's a masterpiece, and I'm very dignified, and I'm wearing a beret and a lovely smock and various things like that. And there's a place in there where I'm supposed to break down and cry at the very end because Mrs. Savage is leaving. We don't want her to go. And I said, well, how am I supposed to do this? Do I make a sound or what? And he said, just, a lot of deep sniffing and saying, I said, I can cry if you want. I can make tears. He looked at me like, you don't have to do that. So it's a real tearjerker ending, but it's a good one. And I think everyone in the play the guy did a good job of casting, if I can remember my lines. After that, I got car gas. I went and got a piping bag for cake supply because I've been thinking of making cream puffs. Yeah. Cream puffs are like pastry filled with goodies, like pudding or egg custard or something. I like them. I get them frozen, but the price has gone up twice. So I'm going to make them and see if that's any better. A box of Jell-O instant pudding costs like $3 or something. But you can get the ready-made pudding in a cup, same amount, for $1.99. So I got the ready-made, and all I have to do is whip up some whipping cream and mix it together and then shoot it in the pastry shell. I don't know when I'll do that. That's pretty ambitious. Tonight I had curried shrimp over rice with peas. That was really good. I'm eating less, but I want more, but so far I'm losing a pound or here and there. Not bad. Brought the trash cans in from the curb, they're in the garage right now. Didn't have enough time and oomph to deal with them any more than that. Been pretty quiet around here. It's almost like I really miss all the commotion going on over there. I may wonder what in the world's bothering those kids, but I miss it. Tomorrow I have a mammogram, and I'll do odds and ends. The mammogram, since I'm old and fat and flabby, I've gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, so I'm pretty flabby. A couple years ago I said, I'll probably say it again tomorrow. I said, well, how about if I just hold it out and you take a strong flashlight and put it up next to it and we can see if we see anything. Oh, yeah, Shirley, you're a weirdo. And they return Tuesday. I'll probably mow the grass Monday. We have 5 p.m., 5:30 rehearsal Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to be tired. This play thing making me tired thinking about it. I hope I can memorize the lines. There's some new, once we get going, and people move here and move there instead of sitting and writing it down in their book, we actually get to move around. I don't think it'll be too bad. So, 7.5 minutes, wow. I'm going to rinse myself off and go to bed, I think. I found 2 or 3 plastic bottles, little ones, because my character doesn't like the radio on, so she always takes the tubes out the back of the radio. This is about 1950. They didn't have transistor radios. They had tube radios. They had tubes that plugged in inside the radio. And my character was always taking them out. Well, there's a part where we're all looking for some bonds that Mrs. Savage misplaced. Someone said, I found this bag, and they come running in and they put it down, and someone reaches in there and said, what? That's not what we're looking for, and the bag's full of radio tubes. So I'm making some out of plastic pill jars and stuff, because I know what they look like. So, I'm always doing something. Even when I got nothing going, it just takes longer. It takes a long time to do nothing. It takes a lot of effort to go upwards and onwards.